What's up, everybody? It's your favorite spiky hair kid's favorite nerd. And today we are looking at the SH Figuarts Sora figure from Kingdom Hearts 2. This is all known to me from Michael E. I don't know much about Kingdom Hearts. I do like the aesthetic of it. I know Disney's involved in some capacity, and I always see people cosplaying as it in cons and stuff. So he asked me if I want to take a look at it with some of the stuff he's sending. I said sure, because I've always loved taking a look at new stuff. He was sending me some stuff that I really wanted to take a look at anyway, so you know, why not? Anyway, typical Figuarts fashion, this guy comes with a handful of accessories, you might say. So we might as well go ahead and start taking a look at that. So of course he comes with a few hands. They're detailed the same way, the same as his hands that he's already equipped with, which we will talk about when we get to that. But he comes with a left and right holding hand. He actually comes with two left holding hands. Left and right posing hand, and then a right relaxed hand or weapon supporting hand. Comes with the key, silver paint with a nice sculpted crown, like, you know, key teeth, and then the gold paint, blue paint. This might be sculpted in black plastic, I'm not sure. Silver paint for the handle, a real chain with a working clasp with the Mickey, you know, the mouse is in the house kind of charm hanging off of it, which is really well done. And he holds that just fine, and if you use the one set of gripping hands, you can use this supporting hand, and it has a port in tab that you can get him to hold it like two-handed style, which is really cool and makes for a great display. And then he comes with two alternate faces. One of the, actually, I don't even know if this is a he. It's probably a she. I just keep saying. This is when we reached a critical point in our review. You'll have to excuse the noise. My dog just found a milk bone. At this point, I realized that, true, I didn't know much about the material nor the characters and what have you, but at this point it became clear that I didn't even know enough to really know whether or not this was a male or a female. I didn't have a skit planned for this review, so you're gonna see from now on, pay attention to my wording, and I try to work my way around it. I had to make a couple declarative statements, and we'll edit those in so you'll be able to tell. But, yeah, it's a tough call. It's not an easy one, you know, and I could have looked it up, but who's got time? Who's got time for all that? So I just I winged it, you know what I mean? And I don't think I did too bad. Look, not for nothing. I know now it's a male character, but homie's got some pretty eyes, all right? One of which is like the... now my guinea pig is all grown up, and you know he's become quite an adult guinea pig face. And then one of the this kind of looks like it's replicating one of these kind of recent robots that they've been making in the Far East, but it comes with one of these faces as well. Now let's talk about the figure, because it's actually quite exceptional, I think. So the head is, I'll show you here in the instructions so we don't have to take it apart, because I think this is actually a pretty near and dear figure to him. It's a ball hinge here, which goes into a peg into the head and then a peg into the neck. So using both of those, and then an additional, maybe, no, I don't, maybe, yeah, and then an additional ball joint in the bottom neck, you can get the head all the way down to there and up to there. Swivel, confused dog look, etc. It is a dot matrix paint pattern on the face, and for an anime character, it comes across exceptionally sharp. Really well done. And then the hair is all sculpted, kind of true to form, and looks great. For the torso of the figure, there's the joint, I think it's a double ball peg, and it's hidden by the kind of lower part of the shirt here. And then I think it's just the double ball peg, but it works. Maybe it's another one with this blue part. I can't really tell. It works really well, though. You can get him bent over to there, back to there, side to side, swivel. All that works fine. For the detailing, the necklace is sculpted and painted silver. The jacket, the white paint is added, the yellow paint is added, silver details are added to the yellow paint. The red is added to the blue here, with the white details added to the red. So, I mean, no, you know, they spared no expense, which is like, it's always obvious when that approach is taken. Ball hinge for the shoulder. Now, I do have a slight issue here articulation-wise because of the fold of the hood. the articulation's a little bit limited. Ball peg into it, which does get the arms nicely in front of the chest, you know, because it acts as a butterfly joint. And then it swivels up to, I think, a decent range. It's just the outward movement. Oh, there you go. You can get it tucked underneath the hood, and that'll get you 90 degrees. I just don't want to put too much stress on this, but you can see it there. I've pretty much got it there. All right. You got a swivel. Ah, man. I was hoping that there was a swivel from the into. Oh, yeah, there is. It's a ball peg. Yeah, this one's just tight. So the ball peg plugs in from the bicep into the shoulder, which allows the bicep swivel, and then a single ball hinged elbow that gets you 90 degrees and is a pretty decent sculpt. White paint, gray paint, and white paint added to the shoulder. The wrists themselves are on ball hinges. They swivel at both the forearm and the hand, so you should be able to get in, out. And if you manipulate it, if I can manipulate it, that is, up, down. I'm sure it works. It's just small and I don't want to aggravate it. The hands themselves, you have the X's that are sculpted and painted, and then the silver little dots, buttons on there that are sculpted as well. The gloves are sculpted separate from the fingers, and then the fingers are painted, I believe, because I think it's a black plastic base. All right, for the pelvis, you have this floating piece, I think it's a floating piece, that's connected to these straps. The straps are painted yellow. The buckles are all painted silver. They work across the figure. And then you have these pieces, which are these pouches, and they're actually connected to the legs, but they sit like they're connected to the belt, which allows you to use the T-jointed ball joints for hips and then adjust the pouches as need be, which is a really smart and clever way to work around that. As a result, you get the legs fairly far out to the side, and front and back fairly far as well. And then the thigh swivel is built around that. For the knee, it's a single ball hinge, and the back is, oh, I love stuff like this. So it has this cover piece. The ball hinge is up inside of the kind of bloomers, so to speak. As you move the knee, that piece moves underneath to allow for the cut that wraps around the lower leg. That is exceptional. Yellow paint, white paint, silver paint added to the pantaloons. And then we have a huge ball peg that goes into the feet, which gets you an ankle tilt up, an ankle tilt down, and a pretty extreme rocker. And a toe hinge on a massive hinge, which works pretty well. The shoes themselves, kind of a signature thing to the characters. All the straps are sculpted, painted. We got blue, silver, black, white, yellow, white, gray soles. The silver added to the top of the shoe. It's beautiful. It's really exceptional. It's a phenomenal piece. Really is. Really and truly is. I don't have anything that makes sense size comparison wise, so from to the tip of his hair, it's about 5.5, and to the top of his hairline is about 5 inches. Final thoughts wise, my only real negatives are that there are a lot of tight tolerances, which is always better than a loose tolerance. But there's also a lot of small joints and large pieces to get a huge torque on. So there's a lot of potential here for something to go very wrong. However, honestly, that's all I got. Maybe a little bit more articulation in the upper body, torso-wise, would have been nice, but honestly, I don't think it's entirely necessary. The sculpt is great. The articulation is spot on. There's tons of paint, strong presence, tons of bells and whistles with metallic paints and flat paints and dot matrix paints, real chains added to the accessories, nice cutaway gimmicks in the pants to allow the articulation to work seamlessly, a beautiful sculpt, and a strong display presence. It is a definite recommend from me. I think they might be a little difficult to track down now, but if you are a fan of this character or this franchise, I can say without a shadow of a doubt you will love this figure. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.